Good evening. My name is Nate. I represent the Communist Party USA and the Triad Reproductive Liberation Coalition. On June 24th, 2022, all people who are capable of giving birth suffered an attack on their liberty. The government will force you to do something with your body that you do not wish to do, and this is antithetical to any conventional definition of freedom. We uphold bodily autonomy above all, and the government has no business what goes on in your uterus. In North Carolina, we still have abortion protected up to 20 weeks and afterwards in cases of serious medical emergency, and it is imperative that we preserve the rights still existing after this initial fascist offensive. People with the capability to give birth are not the only people affected by this decision. The fascist offensive that the overturning of Roe v. Wade represents will not stop at abortion rights. Evidenced by the actions of Proud Boys and other fascist groups, other marginalized people have been the victim of violence and intimidation by the extreme right. Queer people holding community events have been subject to fascist violence. People of color have been attacked and in some cases killed by the extreme right. For example, a clinic escort here in Greensboro was struck by a car when trying to assist someone into getting the health care that they need. The Supreme Court has the explicit goal of furthering the fascist agenda and to refusing the fundamental rights of queer people to marry who they choose, to be intimate with one another, and for the fundamental right to contraception. The fix for the fascist problem is not reform. The system is broken. Fascists like Matheny are an existential threat to the lives of the working class people in our cities. The working class face homelessness in the US, and criminals like Matheny go out of their way to endanger these people and to displace them from the few safe places they have. The homeless population in Greensboro faces eviction from Center City Park, and the city has already passed panhandling ordinances targeted at our homeless population. The groundwork has been laid to attack these people. The correction for the fascist problem is not reform. We cannot just elect ourselves into these positions like the one we see today. These institutions serve the interests of the rich. We have to throw out these old institutions and build new ones. We have to build worker power. The working class holds a tremendous potential for power. All we have to do is seize it. And the police will enforce the fascists' policy. The fascist anti-choice policy limiting someone's right to an abortion is ultimately upheld by the police. Who will arrest the single worker supporting their kids when they get an abortion to prevent financial ruin? Who will arrest the provider forming an abortion on a rape victim? The answer is the police. The police do not save lives. Greensboro Police Department has a long history of killing unarmed people, especially people of color. Recently, the police murdered Duke Crenshaw, a minor who was fleeing a traffic stop and bumped into the officer's car. He was then shot 3 times in the chest and neck, fatally wounding him. The police also endanger homeless people, and they directly and indirectly kill them. The police, by evicting people and making them homeless and criminalizing the homeless, they put these people into dangerous situations. They leave them in the elements. They leave them hungry, and they leave them unprotected.
Thank you.